Assalamu alaikum, my dear students of class 3, and welcome to the very first virtual lesson of this session, which we are going to start with the very first chapter of your book, which is Meet the Family. So we are going to start the lesson with a conversation between few people. Okay, so let me first tell you what is a conversation. Conversation is the dialogue which two or more person passes for each other, right? So let's start with this story. It's supper time at Burki's house in Karachi. Mr. Burki is an engineer, Mrs. Burki is an artist, right? So first of all, the very first dialogue is of Saira. She is saying, are you going to take us to the seaside next weekend? She is here asking a question to the parents of her, right? So Mr. B, who is Mr. Burki, said, no, I can't. I am going to Nepal. I am going to build a bridge in the Himalayas there, right? So Saira replied, are you going alone? So then he replied, no, I am going with a colleague from work, right? Then Mrs. B replied, the three of you are going to stay with grandma and grandpa for 2 nights, right? Then here comes Saira's brother, who is Imran. He said, why? What are you going to do? Mrs. B said, I am going to paint a family picture for a friend who has got 3 children. It will take up the whole weekend here because she's an artist. She's going to paint a family portrait, a family picture for a friend, right? And it takes a lot of time to paint. That's why she said both of the kids will be staying with their grandparents. Then here Nadia said, can't you come home in the evening? Then Mrs. Burki replied, no, they live right on the other side of the city, so I am going to stay with them. Just because she has to paint while seeing a picture or the family themselves, that's why she is going to stay with them so that she can paint them, right? In this paragraph, in this conversation, you have to answer the question, which is, where are Mr. and Mrs. Burki going next weekend? In this question, which is the exercise 1 of page number 2, you have to give the answer that where is Mr. Burki going? He is going to the Himalayas, right? And where is Mrs. Burki going? She is going to her friend's home. The answer will be provided to you in the PDF, right? The second story is about Sandra Bates' family. So let's start. We live in Austin. It's in the middle of England. My mother's name is Judy and my father's name is Ed, right? Then the second paragraph is, my mother is a doctor. She works at a hospital in Aston, and then she looks after sick children. My father is a reporter. He works for a newspaper. He writes reports. For the newspaper, he travels a lot because reporters have to travel a lot, right? They have to collect all the news and reporting them to the TV channels, right? That's why reporters have to travel a lot. Then, I am 8, my brother Dan is 10 and my sister Emma is 6. I have an e-pal in Karachi. Her name is Saira Burki. So my dear student, what is an e-pal? E-pal is that particular friend, because pal is used for the friend, right? E means internet friend, a friend with whom you have started the friendship through the internet, through the means of internet. You are not in person friend with that particular person, right? You are not going to meet that person, but you are the internet friend of that particular person. That's why that person will be your e-pal, right? Here you can see that Sandra and Saira Burki, the kid of Mr. and Mrs. Burki, are friends through internet, right? So that's all for the meet the family topic which we have discussed. The rest of the thing will be discussed in your PDF, because you have to write few answers related to this paragraph as well. So stay tuned for the PDF. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.